Yours is a world flag.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm seeing yours as a world and I'm seeing Canadian on mine. That's weird.
I'm seeing world on yours and and no level. So,
Oh man. I just hope it's not gonna be another glitch.
alrighty here. Oh, I hope not. So, welcome everybody to the Transnation Esports Tier 2 running of the Russian Grand Prix. I am Stuart here with Bojan. Bojan, how's it going?
Good, hello everybody and welcome back to the Russian Grand Prix. It's gonna be a good one. We almost have a full grid, 18 guys, but it's definitely gonna be an exciting race like each round has been. And it's definitely gonna be one of those key races for Freddie Martinez, our championship points leader. If he can stretch out his lead for another 25 points today, he could get really close now to seal the deal for his championship.
That he could. I believe there was a conversation that was going on about this in the F2 room or the Tier 2 room, and they were saying might not be able to clinch it until I think Japan next week. What might be the
I
earliest?
believe so.
So it's getting down to that point. It's looking pretty good for Freddie, and he's just gonna, of course, try and go out there and get some more safe points today. But yeah, we'll see. It's we've had great battles this entire season, so definitely looking forward to what that brings today. That's for sure.
Yeah, so we're in Sochi for the Russian Grand Prix. We already had a chance to experience the circuit itself for our regionals. So, Stuart, what are your thoughts on this street circuit here in Russia?
I am I'm a bit of a fan of the Russia circuit. I think my favorite part of it has to be that turn 2, 3, 4 combo, that long left-handed sweeper that goes around. I believe it was the opening ceremonies venue. I really, really, really love that corner. It's a really high-speed corner, and I think that's probably my favorite part of the track. But overall, I mean, it's a very technical track. If It's one that lots of drivers either love or hate, and yeah, I think hopefully we'll see some good racing here today. Lots of overtaking zones too.
Yeah, there's a lot of right-handed turns for the Russian Grand Prix, so it's predominantly right. Uh,
We have a weather
circuit.
forecast. It is going to be all dry this race weekend. A little bit overcast right now, but that's not a problem.
That is good. That means we're gonna have some really good times here today for our qualifying session that we have just kicked off. Almost everybody, well, I'd say half of the guys are getting ready to start their out laps. First across the line, I believe, is going to be one of the Mercedes. Now, in the meantime, maybe we should run you down through our championship points standings. So far, Freddie Martinez keeps that P1 with 242 points. Matt Bequel's behind him, our Dutch driver for the Mercedes with 144 points, 98 points behind. So he has to put some really good sessions and try to get as many good points as he can if he wants to hunt down Freddie and get a little closer up. P3 for Eduardo Rojas for the Racing Point, 133 points. P4 holding is Guy Tasker with 115 for the McLarens. And P5, Demario Leisdick, also our Dutch driver for the Mercedes with 104 points. Further down the grid, it would be Ethan Lossing, John Stokes, Nadir Zia, Diogo Cruz, Scott Harris, Harry Lillis, Brett Keenan, Matthew Elliott, Fabio Laforcioli, Chris Murphy, Mark Trusandi, Mario Murray, Joseph Roberts, Thierry de... I'm sorry, mate, I'm going to try and hack that too bad. So, Thierry. And last but not the least, Kyle Heidman with, unfortunately, no points for now.
Yes, and then on the constructor's side, it is, just let me add the driver's one up. It is Mercedes that's leading the way, but it's a narrow lead as Toro Rosso is 6 points behind them. Mercedes is 248 points, Toro Rosso is 242. Red Bull in third with 215, McLaren in fourth with 207. So we have a pretty solid hunt there for those top few positions in the Constructors' Championship. Drops off a little bit after that as you have Racing Point P5, Alfa Romeo P6, Haas is P7. Nice little battle here actually for 7th between Haas, Ferrari, and Renault. Ferrari has 88 points, Renault has 88 points, and then finally bringing up the rear is Williams with 42 points. Mono goes to the top of the tables with a 132.1 on the soft compound tire.
His teammate DeMarlo follows with 132.3 and is pushed down by Harry with a 132.1. Harry, who had an amazing session last round in Singapore, unfortunately at the last couple of laps, she was the final laps of the race after the safety car. Had a little bit of misfortune and some contact there with one of the Mercedes drivers, and that cost him the win. But I think today he is here to try and prove a point and maybe try and pull in a victory.
The laps are rapidly being turned in here as 11 people have set a flying lap so far. A bit of a variety. A few runners on the mediums. You have Guy Tasker, Scott Harris, and Freddie Martinez all opting to go out on the medium compound tires. So it is a strategy that you can do, start on the mediums here, but it'd be interesting to see what those drivers choose. It is a soft to medium or a medium to soft strategy this race. The hard tires are pretty horrific around here. You don't want to be caught out on the hards, so while John Stokes has set a time on those hards, I don't think he is going to be trying to start the race on those tires.
Yeah, he's probably just trying to put some laps in there, get a little bit of a warm-up and feel the track before he actually slaps the pair of boots he wants and gets him back on track to give it a go. In the meantime, Mano still holds that provisional pole with 132.1, followed by Harry Lillis in the Red Bull, and P3 for the Marlow. Mercedes, Matthew Elliott with a
very nice lap.
Very nice lap, P4 for him. And Dear Ziad behind in P5, 132.5. Thierry P6, Ethan P7, Chris P8, Guy Tasker P9, and Freddie Martinez currently sitting in P10. I'm up to the top 10 for now.
A few drivers that we have yet to see a lap recorded from is Fabio Lafarcioli, Joseph Roberts, Eduardo Rojas, and Mario Murray. I believe Eduardo, he didn't validate his lap, so this is a track that's going to come into play. Penalties will come into play around this track. There's a couple spots where you can run wide through the corners. There's a number of corners that are very easy to cut a little bit too. So I imagine that's going to be yet again something else that will come into play around this track.
Matthew Elliott into the pits. Got
Freddie Martinez is out on a lap, but I'm not sure if this is a flying lap or not. He does not have ERS turned up, so I don't believe that this is a flying lap.
Doesn't look like it.
Scott Harris looks to be on a flying lap, though. On the medium compound tires, see what he can do.
A couple of drivers going back on track to give it another go. Nadir. Oh. Come on, L2 button work with me. I'm stuck with Nadir, but yeah.
Oh, Scott's lost it, but he keeps it off the wall. He is stuck in the middle of the track though, and there is a Williams coming, but he's trying to just stay out of the way. Yeah, he does stay out of the way. Is that Thierry? No, I think that was Joseph Roberts as he is on his out lap, looking to set his first flying lap here.
Harry is about to start his second attempt. The Marvel 2. Mano's getting ready. Nadir warming up. So yeah, qualifying is heating up. 9 minutes left. Mano still with a provisional pole position. Will anybody be able to knock him out?
There are a lot of drivers that are pretty close to that. We have 6 drivers that are within a half second of the fastest time so far. And then there's also some pretty quick guys that have yet to set laps yet. You have Joseph Roberts, of course, Eduardo, who has really caught fire as of recently. He can definitely is capable of turning out a fast lap like that. You have our championship points leader too, who is just kind of lurking down there right now in P10. He slapped on a set of softs and he's going to give it a run now. So this qualifying session is far from over, and I think maybe we might see a surprise pole sitter here in Russia today.
Absolutely, like you said, I don't think anything is over. I think someone is definitely going to be able to wheel at 131 fairly soon. As we see Harry's about to get close and wrap his lap up. He is in the last sector.
This is one of the toughest turns on the track here. It can really, you overshoot that and you go deep and it just absolutely ruins your exit off of the next corner. But what can Harry do here?
Oh, Eduardo goes P1, provisional pole for him. Harry goes across the line. He does improve, but it's only a 132 flat. So Eduardo with a 131.7 takes that provisional pole from Mano. And now Mano is about to cross the line. Nadir up to P3. Mano back up to P1 with a 131.6. Oh, wow. We have ourselves a great battle here.
That is true. Eduardo Rojas jumps up, and all the 132 runners that we were just talking about they have a big hill to climb to get to that 131.
Look at Harry Lillison and Nadir with P3 and P4, identical times, 131.80.
Very, very close.
That is the first time I've seen that in this game.
I think we had an instance of it earlier this season where there was times that were so close like that, but they might have not been tied. I don't recall. Just quickly looking over at Freddie Martinez, he is on his first flying lap on the softs. He's about to cross Sector 2 time. What has he done? It didn't come up, so it did not come up and show, or I missed it anyways, what his Sector 2 time was. Oh no, never mind. I was looking at the wrong blip on the minimap. So he is coming up to cross the Sector 2 line here in a moment. He's going to have a bit of a boost here. He's got probably a bit of slipstream on this on Chris Murphy just in front of him. He's up a full second on his time, but he's going to need to improve a little bit more than that. That's only going to put him into the 132s-ish, so he's got to do a little bit better if he wants to be up there with Mano and Eduardo.
So
comes out of the last corner, he goes 6th fastest, a 132.2. So certainly some improvement there for Freddie. He's going to be sure he'll be happy with that.
Absolutely, and I think he can still improve. There is still room for improvement when it comes to Freddie. He is a very quick driver, and he still has time to go out and pull out a last Hail Mary, should we say, and try to get himself up into a higher starting grid position. But yeah, as of now, Mano back into that provisional pole, followed by Eduardo. P3 for Harry, P4 for Nadir, P5 for Thierry. As we said, P6 for Freddie, P7 for the Marvel, P8 for Scott Harris, P9 Matthew Elliott, and P10 for Brett Keenan as well for the Renault boys. So that runs up your top 10. 4 minutes left, well, 5 minutes left in this session.
Still enough time for drivers to pop in and go back out to do one more flying lap.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's going to be, well, definitely an easier circumstance knowing that they have a dry session throughout qualifying and the race. So rain will not be bothering them like it did in Singapore. And boy, was it pouring.
It was Singaporean. We have DeMario out on track. He is on a flying lap right now. See what the other Mercedes driver can do. Oh, as he did invalidate his lap, so that is not great for him. Brett Keenan is currently P10. He's on an out lap as well. Matthew Elliott, P9. So the drivers are starting to come out of the pits to get ready for that final run. Still, no time has been set from Fabio, who's currently on a flying lap right now, and Mario Murray, who is out on a flying lap as well. So. Keep an eye on Eduardo Rojas here, who the Racing Point driver that's currently P2. He is on a flying lap currently. He has invalidated his lap, so he is. It's not looking like this one's going to be the lap for him. So I wonder if he should have enough fuel to give it another go for one more lap. We'll see if he does. Of course, Harry is just coming out of the pits now, I believe. Maybe. No, maybe he's in his pit box. We have Nadir currently P4 on a 132, one of the 132.089 runners. He's about to start a flying lap in a moment. As is Thierry. He's down in P5 and he's on an out lap as well. Lots of these guys are starting to come out of the pits for their final runs here, so should be lots of action upcoming here. Guy Tasker, he was down in P16. He has the horrific engine bug. And he has jumped up to P8, so that's something that he needs to do. He's had a bit of a struggle the past couple of weeks, but things are looking better for him there today. John Stokes, one of the consistent runners as well, as Nadir's retired from the session. John Stokes, we've seen him start up at the front of the field a number of times. We've also seen him finish up at the front of the field a number of times. He's currently down in P13, and he's going to be looking to improve that time as well. So a couple of the front runners are starting to call it quits for the session, as it's glitching a bit for me. Eduardo Rojas is in the pits. He's done for the session. He'll be P2, but we have a number of drivers here that I'm sure can still put up a fight for pole. Harry Lillis is going to be able to have enough time for a fast lap. Thierry is on a flyer right now. Freddie Martinez, DeMarlo, Scott Harris, possibly Guy Tasker. I don't know if he is. Nope, it looks like he's in the pits. Ethan Lossing as well, currently P10, but there's certainly, it is very tight here from even, I guess, P5 down to P11. They're separated by 0.4 of a second, so not that much time that's separating them. Let's see what some of these drivers are doing here. Freddie Martinez just starting his flying lap. We do have a Mercedes on an out lap that is going to barely get into to start his final lap. Is this a Renault behind him? That looks like it's Brett Keenan who has invalidated. So it looks like he's going to be starting a little bit further down the field. Who do we have Freddie Martinez is running a tenth faster than his best time, so he's picking up a little bit of pace. Harry has invalidated on his lap, so that is the session over for him. So Freddie Martinez, DeMarlio, whereabouts is he on track? He's about to cross the Sector 1 scoring line. He is marginally up on his best time. As DeMarlo has invalidated, as has Freddie, and Harry already has. Scott Harris has invalidated. Everybody is invalidated except John Stokes, so we're going to ride with John Stokes here, see what he can do on the final lap here. Joseph Roberts is also on a flying lap. Actually, let's hang on with him here. He's currently down in P16, so he's definitely going to be... hopefully we'll be able to pick up a few more spots here as he comes out of the final corner, and what's he going to be able to do? Joseph Roberts across the line, goes to P4 with a 132.0, so nice lap there for Joseph Roberts. The last runner, John Stokes, is coming into the pits, so that will conclude qualifying as, well, it is unless... Yes, that will conclude qualifying, as Mono will get pole, Eduardo P2, and Thierry in the Williams will round out the top three with, actually worth noting, 2 Williams up there.
Yeah, I was going to say, what a job from the Williams team getting the P3 and P4. And yeah, this is definitely Joseph Roberts' best qualifying so far in this division. So yeah, it's gonna be a great accomplishment from him because he switched from using some assists to no assists. So yeah, definitely a good day for him.
That it is.
Yeah, wrap things up for qualifying, and we're heading into the race. What we were all waiting for. So yeah, as you see our starting grid, we will run you through it once we start our formation lap.
Fast times being put up here as the entire field set their best lap on the soft compound tires. So we'll at least see the top 10s all starting on the soft. That's it's going to be interesting for to see how that plays into some strategy wise. I imagine everybody's going to do soft to medium. Maybe a little bit further back, post position 10, you might see some medium starters, but that remains to be seen.
Yeah. It looks like the from P1 down all the way down to P13, they're all separated by less than 1 second. So it will be some close racing we're gonna see here in Russia. Hopefully we get through that turn 1 in one piece, and there will be no safety cars. It looks a little bit overcast, those two. So
it is supposed to be dry all weekend. I trust our weatherman. So hopefully we don't see any surprise rain roll through. But I mean, it is F1 2019, so you never know.
We will get surprised in places you least expect. So yeah, we are just ready. We're waiting for everybody to ready up. 5 seconds on the clock, and we should be on the grid. Here we go. About to start our formation lap. Stuart, do you want the honors, or should I do it?
Sure.
How do you feel today, mate?
Sorry?
How do you feel about it today, mate?
I'll run through, sure, why not? So,
Alrighty.
starting in P1, we have one of our main championship contenders, Mono. In P2, in the Racing Point, he's been on a tear so far, especially the second half of this season. What's he going to do here today? That's Eduardo Rojas. P3 is Thierry in the Williams. His Williams teammate, Joseph Roberts, lines up P4. Harry Lillis in the Red Bull, who has since moving up from Tier 3 has improved every single week. He is starting in P5. Nadir is starting P6. Freddie Martinez, your championship points leader, will be starting 7th. DeMarlo in the current championship constructor standings leading Mercedes will start P8. Guy Tasker in the McLaren will start P9. And rounding out the top 10, we have Scott Harris in the Haas. P11, Ethan Lossing in the McLaren. P12, Matthew Elliott in the Renault. P13, John Stokes in the Ferrari. P14, Brett Keenan in the other Renault. P15, we have Chris Murphy. P16, Mario Murray. P17, Fabio Lafarcioli. And finally, rounding out the grid is Kyle Heidman in the second Toro Rosso. So a couple of guys are missing today. I believe we are missing a Red Bull. We're missing Diogo. And who might be the other one that we're missing?
The other
March.
India. Yeah.
Yep. So we're missing a couple drivers here today, but overall a great turnout and for a nice overcast race in Russia. Hopefully the sun will come out and it'll become a little bit nicer, but that remains to be seen.
Yep. Here we go, setting ourselves up for the 27 laps of this Russian Grand Prix here in Sochi for the Transnation Esports F2 category.
The revs are building, the lights are building. We are about to go green. They are off and running as Mono gets a decent run off the start into turn one, as does Thierry. He is around the outside. It's going to be a chaotic turn one here as there are like 4 wide in the back.
Oh
is
boy,
everyone going to make it
this is
through?
going to be interesting.
Eduardo to the inside. Oh, he almost had contact. A little bit further back, there's wings that are being thrown about, but everybody seems to have made it through generally in one piece, as Mono's already, he is popped out to his early lead.
Whoa.
See what he can do. Oh, big contact further back. Wings are flying.
Boy.
That Harry Lillis, who started right up at the top, is missing his entire front wing, and there's a safety car. The safety car early on in this race, I believe that had to be for Harry Lillis in the Red Bull. I wonder if he got a little bit of contact, a bit of a helping hand.
There was, Nadir was going beside him, and he kind of flew into the outside line and just barely squeezed his Alpha out of the way of the wall, and then kind of scraped Harry a little bit. So, yeah. Quite a chaotic start to this Russian Grand Prix.
That it has been.
Safety car in lap 1. I don't believe we're...
Another driver with some... sorry, Boyan. Another driver with some damage is Scott Harris. I wonder if there might have been some contact there between those two, or just could have been residual damage.
So yeah, it's DeMarlo. DeMarlo goes into the pits. So
Brett Keenan coming into the pits as well. I saw that DeMarlo, I think he picked up a 5-second penalty as Scott Harris picks up a speeding penalty, but it looks like DeMarlo got a 5-second penalty for ignoring a yellow flag. I think that's something that we saw last week, and I don't exactly know what that penalty is for. It's one that I've personally never received before, so we'll have to see about that. Matthew Elliott, both the Renaults are into the pits, so they're double stacking the Renaults, but that's not going to matter too much. It is a safety car, so...
yeah.
But a bit of a chaotic start here, as unfortunate for Harry and DeMarlo, Brett, Matthew, and Scott, they all sustained enough damage to have to come into the pits. Scott Harris actually put on the hard compound tire. That's a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, he's gonna suffer from grip loss. He's not gonna be exceptionally quick on this track on that set of tires. But in the long run, you never know what's gonna happen down the line. It's still lap 2. With a little bit of luck, you never know.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. We haven't had much time to get into this Grand Prix before it got stopped, so we're gonna have another chance when the safety car goes in. Most of the pack is points up except course, for the 4 drivers that had to pit, or 5 should I say.
We'll probably be going back racing. I don't think it'll be this time by. I don't think the field is bunched up enough. It will be next time by, I would imagine. So we'll be back green flag racing before too long. Gonna be, it's interesting. So the guys that put on the medium compound tire, I don't think they can make those mediums last till the end. Although, in the Sunday night regional Americas race, we did see a driver go, oh man, I don't even know how many laps it was, but it was incredible. It had to be a good like 24 laps or something on those tires. It was insane, and they did start to fall off hard at the end, but they still lasted to the end. So I wonder if we're going to try see one of those medium runners at the back just try and stretch this to the end. Matthew Elliott was actually part of that race, so he's well aware of that strategy and what happened there. So we'll see. Maybe he's the one to try it, but of course, if another safety car comes out in the middle of this race, that could throw that strategy kind of out the window as well.
Yeah, true. So far, Harry has been the biggest victim of the safety car. He's lost 10 positions. Scott Harris with 4 positions lost. DeMarlo 9 positions down. And Matthew with 6 positions. Yeah, so it definitely a frustrating start to the race, and not how you would want to start your racing weekend. But still, lots of laps to go. Still plenty of things to happen.
Oh, definitely.
Wait and see. We'll see the safety car in this lap. We're eager to start things around back again.
Yeah, nobody likes safety car racing. We just want to see these guys go at it and see what they can do. So.
Come on, a little notification. Pop out. Safety car in this lap. It has to.
It will be at the end of this straightaway where the sector 2 scoring line is. Yeah.
I thought we were a little bit closer.
So that's where we'll get that. But it's definitely going to be coming in this lap. There's no way that it stays out longer. And there's the confirmation safety car in this lap. So these guys will be going back racing. So one of the things that we have seen the past couple of weeks is on some of these safety car restarts, some drivers have been really bunching up the field extra slow. It's caused problems on the restart. Hopefully it's not something that we see here today. Hopefully we get a nice clean safety car restart, but it has been a problem, and I think it's been something that they're looking in. It's being explored how to address that. So remains to be seen what exactly that might entail, but looks like a nice respectful restart here coming so far from Mono as he takes off, and we're back to green flag racing. So he got a really solid jump off of that last corner. Actually, he's up to almost a second of lead.
Eduardo unfortunately didn't, and he's gonna have Thierry on his back. Thierry thinks about the inside move, backs out of it. He's got his teammate less than 400 seconds.
A little bit further back, we have Scott Harris made the move. Or tried to make the move on Kyle Heidman, but was unable to get that done.
Yeah, it's Guy Tasker and Nadir going side by side. There's a bit of a contact
he's around! Guy's
Oh!
around. He caught Ethan as well. The 2 McLarens have spun. Both of them seem to have gotten away without any damage, but that is not going to help their running. DeMarlio came into the pits. Interesting. He must have got damage under the safety car. Oh, I don't know. It's interesting though. He's quite a ways back.
Yeah, he's dropped all the way to the back. Keenan picks up through second penalty.
But as much as Mono had picked up a giant lead, almost a second, don't look now, but Eduardo Rojas has caught him, and he is breathing down the rear wing of his car.
Exactly, Stuart. He is very up close now, and I think he's going to have a chance to maybe pass him on the long straightaway that we're going to be entering really soon.
I agree. I think he will. he has the ERS, as does Mono. Eduardo sets the fastest lap of this race. He's fallen a little bit further back. I don't believe they have DRS yet, so that's
No, not
definitely going to
yet.
hinder him a little bit. So just be patient, and he'll get his opportunity, I'm sure.
Definitely just keep him in your pocket and head down. Yes, Joseph has dropped quite a bit in 1.5 seconds. He's gotten a deer behind him, hunting him down. Freddie, our current championship points leader, is keeping that P6, but he's got John Stokes now. And John, we talked about him plenty of times this season. Very good driver, very consistent. Now he's going to try and hunt Freddie down for that P6. The gap is a little bit under a second, so he'll have to do some work. Chris Murphy, P8.
A little bit further
Bobby
back,
P9. Yeah.
Harry in P11. He is starting to storm his way through the field as he's passing cars left, right, and center. He's of course he was involved in an incident on that first lap, so he has done well to rebound here. So
I
far.
believe Matthew Elliott, yes, Matthew Elliott has had some kind of a close contact there with the Haas block left wing end plate. He's gonna suffer from a lot of understeer now. Harry,
Well, I think you're looking at Brett has the wing damage actually.
Oh, Brett? Oh, okay, then it must have been Brett. But Harry pulls up a move on Mario up to P10 now for him. So Harry's mounting an attack from way back. John Stokes into the pits.
Some good racing so far on track. Eduardo side by side.
Eduardo, yeah.
He backs out of it. He did go a little bit off track there, so he wouldn't have been able to make the pass. But Eduardo putting some serious pressure on Mono for that for the lead of this race. And don't count out Terry. He is right there in P3.
Exactly. He has been keeping up with these two guys smartly, quietly. He's waiting for something to happen and try to maybe get some kind of an edge. And let's see what he's going to be able to do. His teammates still dropping by, but he is holding up. Down a deer, less than 800 of a second. Hunting down Joseph. Freddie here mounting an attack on the deer.
That he is.
Is he gonna think about the move?
He jumps to the inside. Is he gonna get it done? Around the outside now, and
oh, the deer's gonna have better traction around the.
They're still side by side. Go off track a bit, but Freddie gets the move done.
Definitely wheel banging there for a moment.
Into P5.
Cherry, really close to the Pink
Eduardo.
Panther of Eduardo.
The Pink Panther.
He's gonna have DRS, and Eduardo's also got DRS, but I think Cherry's gonna have a edge here. He moves to the inside line. Is he gonna be able to clear Eduardo? No.
Eduardo had the good run off of the outside of that corner there, and he's going to be able to hold that position for now. But Terry's looking on he's going to be on the inside here, going into turn 4, and
he's not going to be able to fix it around the outside. Makes it work. He's still going to have line, but there. Terry dives into the inside.
Terry says, "Hey, it's my turn to try and chase down Mono, and see what he can do."
And,
no! Both of these drivers are in the middle of the track!
Ooh, this is close. That was close.
That is unfortunate.
To all of our drivers listening, slow down. There is a yellow flag.
There is a safety car now, a full-on safety car for that incident. So that was certainly unfortunate. I'm not sure if there was contact there. It was really hard to tell from the camera angle that we were given, but certainly unfortunate for both Eduardo Rojas and Thierry there. They had a great little battle going.
Eduardo now without any of his front wing is gonna dive into the pits, get that repaired, and he's gonna have to get back on it and try to save up as much as he can out of this.
We have all the front runners are going to be coming in here. Mono in, Joseph Roberts in, Freddie Martinez, who's currently P3 now after that incident, he's in as well. So all of these soft runners, this is the break that they were looking for. They can make it to the end here on the mediums, so they're going to slap on a set of mediums and try and go. Harry Lillis, of course, he was involved in the earlier incident. He will get to stay out and assume the race lead, along with Fabio Lafarcioli, who's on the mediums right now. So there's a number of drivers that are able to stay out on the track.
So now our battle is going to shift from the front guys to the guys who are a bit in the back. Harry takes that P1 for now. He's in a medium set of medium compound tire. As you said, he's going to have Fabio behind him for company. Scott Harrison up P3, Mario up to P4 now. Matthew back into P5. A very good recovery from him. Mano P6. Joseph in P7. Freddie down to P8. Nadir P9. And Chris Murphy round up the top 10. But behind them, there is Eduardo, Ethan DeMarlo, John, and Brett, Guy, Kyle, and Jerry, who's currently dropped all the way back to P18.
Certainly we have not been lacking action here in the first 8 laps of this race. A couple of safety cars, a couple of full safety cars for some big incidents. I did see another ignoring a yellow flag penalty, so I'm not sure. I wonder if there was an update in the game where if there's a yellow flag being displayed in a sector, you have to slow down more now. I'm not entirely sure.
Probably.
So
definitely sounds like something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely something to keep an eye out for more as this race goes on, as this season continues to wind down. Of course, I believe we have 6 rounds left in the season. I could be completely wrong in saying that, but I know we're going to Japan next week, so that is for certain.
Oh boy. Oh, this is round 16 out of 21.
16 of 21. So there is 6 rounds left, including this one. So plenty of racing action left to this season.
Absolutely. So safety car number 2, we are waiting on that one to go into the pits, and we can start things back up again. Lap 9 out of 27. Harry back in, in P1. Fabio in that second position. Scott Harris with a pretty good recovery there, and P3 for him. So yeah, don't forget about your Marios and Matthews and Manos, Josephs.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how some of these guys that were running right up at the front of the field, like Mono and Freddie was up there for at the end of that too. How they navigate some of these cars. You have Scott Harris, who's on the hard compound tire. He's going to be a little bit slower than some of these other drivers, but it's certainly going to be interesting. It's going to be some patience that's required from some of these guys that were running at the front. And we saw the notification on screen. Safety car will be in this lap. As we are at the Sochi Autodrome. Of course, I believe there was some controversy around this track in that this may not be the venue to host future Russian Grand Prix in the coming years, but have to see
Yeah,
how that goes.
they do have a contract until 2025, I believe. So
I believe that contract, though, it might not specify exactly what race course they have to race at. It may just be that they have a contract for a race that they have to hold for Formula One. So a little bit further back, Mondo's already making a move. He's going to the inside of Matthew Elliott for P5. He gets that job done fairly easily.
Oh, and Mario spins out.
He is retired.
Game over for him. Is this going to get us another safety car? I hope not.
I think it was far enough off track that that we should be able to avoid that. Hopefully.
Right.
Please, game. Please.
So Harry's had a good start. He's trying to build up a gap. He's trying to escape from Fabio a little bit here. Just a bit over a second now. That gap from the rest of the pack. Fabio, yeah, still in that P2, P3 for Scott, like we said. Closest thing we got a little bit. Yeah, Freddie is getting in there and in there with Joseph. That might be a battle here. Real close.
That he is. They are nose to tail, and with Matthew Elliott there as well. Meanwhile, Mono is putting some serious pressure on Scott as he is going to pass Scott to get into P3, and he sets his sights on Fabio now.
Yeah, ducks are on the inside line, get the job done. Meanwhile, Freddie, he's still got a little bit of work to do if he wants to catch up to Joseph, but I think, yeah, just wait for the DRS to be activated again. Oh, and someone's off. Thought someone was off there for a second.
I think everybody's made it through fine. Eduardo is breathing down the back of Chris Murphy right now. That is for P9, so Eduardo trying to charge his way back to the front.
Yeah, Freddie is past Joseph, up to P6 now for him. Meanwhile, Matthew is trying to get past Scott Harris for that P4. He is really close now. Scott has to defend.
Ooh, Matthew braked a little bit later than than Scott did, and they did avoid contact though, which is very good to see. But it did cost him a little bit of time coming off that corner.
Yeah. Eduardo was thinking about mounting a move there on Chris Murphy for a split second, but he saw that Nadir was in front of Chris as well, and that might get ugly real quick, so he backed out of it.
Mono right on the tail of Fabio right now for P2. He is, I believe, DRS might be next lap, I'm not sure. But yeah, DRS is enabled, so he's going to have that running down the straight here. He's going to have DRS. He's going to have that wide open. And what's he going to be able to do? This should make the pass fairly effortless. He cuts to the inside. And he's going to make that pass look easy. A little bit further back, they're side by side as well. Matthew Elliott going to the inside, but unable to make a move. Eduardo got past Ethan for P9. And Chris Murphy, sorry, Boyan is they're side by side right now with Ethan Lossing. That is for P10. They are still side by side as they come out of turns 5, I believe. But ultimately, Chris takes that position.
Eduardo working his way on there, trying to pass that Alpha for that P8, and then next would be Joseph, and there goes a little wide. He opens the door for a second there, not close enough for Eduardo to do something about that.
There's
a little bit, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, like you said, there's a train forming a bit here.
That there is. Whoa, they are spreading out wide going into this tough little corner here. Freddie Martinez going around the outside.
He tries, but...
No, is he going to get it? They're still side by side.
He's not gonna let that one go. He's gonna try and out traction him on the outside, but he's not able to do so. Freddy goes up 6.5.
Joseph is caught in the middle with Eduardo there. Eduardo on the inside. Oh, they're close.
Firing at the deer, trying to get into some of this action. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun.
That it is. And you know what? Scott Harris is actually holding his own on those hard tires. He's doing a pretty good job there of, it's hard to keep pace with some of the medium runners, but he's doing a good job. Oh, the deer got turned!
He did.
Oh, no, back out onto the track there, buddy. Oh, boy.
Oh, that could have went wrong real quick, but Chris Murphy now on Brett Keenan. Ducking it around the outside. He's got to lose control back end, and there go Guy Tasker, Brett Keenan, and Thierry all at the same time, almost 3 wide. Brett loses control of his car. He goes wide. Guy Tasker
he just comes right back on.
Oh, yeah. Good contact. Oh, man. It looks like Chris got collected a bit from the back, and he just kind of spun his car out. It is all hell broke loose here in Russia.
So one of the things
is Eduardo on the outside of Joseph. Now in the inside line, he's gonna have that move done up to P7. Oh boy, Matthew! Oh no!
Matt just lost it coming out of that corner. It looks like.
Man.
That is unfortunate for him, as he was having a solid run.
Another unfortunate weekend for the Renault boys.
Brett also coming into the pits.
Yeah, Brett is going into the pits. Or back into the on
safety car. Virtual safety car is out.
It's gonna be a virtual safety car here in Sochi.
So, as Harry got past Mono, what happened there? Sorry. I mean, Harry was always leading, but Mono is right back up on Harry's bumper. As Matt retires from the session. One of the things that we did see, so Matt did retire the right way there. He did bring it into the pits, which is fine to retire the car. There was an incident earlier, though. We did have a driver that retired on track, and it is a reminder to all drivers, retiring on track is not allowed, and there are going to be consequences for that. I'm sure it will be submitted to the steward's office, as it can cause problems when you retire on track. So hopefully we don't see any more of that. And hopefully we can we go back racing, as I think we are back to green flag racing here.
We should definitely be starting things back up. I think we are back to green flags. And Harry's going to try and run away here as much as he can from Mono. Yeah, but Mono's going to have,
Fabio's holding his own there in P3 as well, so.
Yellow flags in Sector 2.
As Brett has retired from the session.
Oh. Mono to move on Harry.
Oh, is he? No, he's not going to make that move there.
Not this time. But Harry is definitely under pressure here. It is Singapore all over again.
These two, virtual safety car is out.
Oh,
what could that be for?
I'm not sure. I know I saw yellow flag in Sector 2.
Yeah, that flag was from when Brett, I assume, had his incident. But, yeah, it looked like that was going to get cleared up. It had been sitting there for a while. So, maybe that could have been another incident. We don't know. I'll take a look further down the field, see if there's any cars with damage. But, But everybody so
Sure,
far is looking okay.
sure doesn't look like Harry and Mono are stopped racing. They're still. Yeah, and we're back to green flags.
That we
They
are.
kept the pace. Mono kept up with the pace, and he's still gonna have Harry in his sights here. So this is gonna be an interesting battle developing. Small little train between Ethan Scott and Joseph forming up as well. And Scott is gonna go into the pits. Joseph back into P6 after having a really good qualifying session. Ethan up to P7, he's gonna have DRS, but Mono less than 100ths of a second behind Harry. Oh boy, that was, yeah, just trying to find some space. He's gonna try maybe around the outside line of Harry. No,
that is not going to work. One thing from
back here.
One thing for Mono to remember is that Harry still has to come in and make a pit stop. So I believe, unless he's going to be able to try and stretch those tires out to the end, Mono has time on his side. He doesn't need to be overly aggressive here. Hopefully he keeps that in mind, but...
That is true, but oh, there's a bit of contact between Joseph and Ethan.
And Ethan's around.
Spun again, and yeah, just left to sit there on track and has to get back. I'm not sure if Joseph got. Oh yeah, he's got both end plates gone from his car, so he's gonna have to go in and get that fixed.
Eduardo,
sorry.
Eduardo has rebounded quite nicely from the incident that he had earlier in this race, up to P5 right now. As has Thierry. He's in P6. He is 7 seconds behind Eduardo right now, so gonna need to put some laps in, some quick laps here to try and catch up to him. But still plenty of time to go in this race.
Definitely.
Harry's still able to hold the race lead, as Mono has not yet been able to get past him. Thought that maybe down the long DRS front straight he might have a shot, but wasn't able to get it done.
Yeah, there might be a little bit of setup difference, like we saw in the Singapore race with Freddie trying to chase down Guy Tasker. Or was it Guy Tasker trying to chase Freddie?
Oh boy! Oh man, I do not remember.
That
was a full week ago, Boyan. I can't remember what I had for dinner yesterday.
True,
so
but the point of the story is it was a difference in setup and yeah, it was real close like it is right now. But Mono is definitely closing up. Is he gonna go around the outside, or should I say inside?
Cuts
he
to
does
the
duck it in.
Can Harry answer?
Oh, he tried, lost the back end a bit, had to snap it back. Oh! Whew. Yeah, Mono trying to break that slipstream a bit, moving left and right. You are only allowed to move once under the rules of F1 racing, but...
Mono able to get a better run off the corner there with those fresher tires, so... That's where the tires are really going to come into play, I think, for Mono right
Harry has DRS. He is going to get up and close with Mono. He does. He goes around the outside. He ducks. He tries. Not enough for a run this time. Still work to do there for Harry, but like you said, he has to pit. So how much does he want to push is really the question. Oh, he really tried to duck it in around the inside. Going through that corner.
I really wish that one of the things we were able to see is what the tire wear is looking like for some of these drivers, as you might be able to make it off those medium tires, but they're certainly not going to be in good shape at the end of this. Depends on how good you are at conserving tires.
Yeah, and if you're pushing your at this pace, yeah, your tires are definitely going to be screaming. Way soon before the end of this race, but we had a couple of times where the race was stopped due to safety cars and a virtual one, so resting your tires there for a bit might help Harry stretch this stint out until the end, but we'll see what he's going to do. in the next couple of laps.
This is the closest battle that we have on the racetrack. The next closest one is Freddie Martinez is starting to close in on Fabio Lafarcioli for P3 on the track. He's gained about a half second in the past lap or so, so I think he's inside DRS range right now, which is should make things interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Less than 300 of a second behind Mano.
As Carter Boy has retired from the session. I wonder if there was an incident there. It looks like he was all by himself running. And the leaders are going to be catching up to that soon, so we will see soon enough. As Mono is starting to build out a little bit of a lead here. Currently 0.8 of a second, so still within DRS range, Harry is, but see if he can keep with them. They are coming up to the retired Toro Rosso, soon to be Alpha Tauri. I think everybody's okay. A little bit further down, Freddie Martinez has closed in on the rear wing of Fabio, so those medium tires are definitely coming in for Fabio as Freddie as Fabio goes into the pits. Also, don't look now, but look at that. Eduardo Rojas is right back up into the battle here for a podium position. He is closing in on the back of Freddie as well. What is that? How is that battle going to turn out? So a couple of battles developing now on track here. Fabio into the pits. Guy Tasker also within striking distance of Thierry. But Freddie Martinez almost 8 seconds back of Harry for P2. Of course, we do believe Harry might not come in for a pit stop. I think if he was going to come in, he would have come in by now. We did see a similar strategy to this from Harry earlier this year. I don't recall it might have been Hungary. Harry used some tire strategy, and he was able to stay up at the front of the field. I believe he was leading the race or in second place, and he unfortunately had a puncture, which ultimately cost him a spot on the podium. So we'll see if Harry's going to be able to get those tires to last to the end of this race here. 18 laps already on those tires, still 7 laps to go. So 25 laps to go. 25 laps on the set of medium tires is a lot, but let's see if he can nurse those tires to the end. And we mentioned it a moment ago, but Eduardo Rojas currently rapidly closing in on the rear wing of Freddie Martinez. He's within DRS range. He opens it up. This is going to be a battle to watch here.
Yeah, Eduardo's really getting close. This is going to be one of those races where he's going to come back from all the way back and get another podium. He's done it before.
Eduardo has had so much speed here so far this weekend. And he is hungry to get up on the podium.
Yeah, so just a couple of battles now, and
as Guy Tasker is behind Thierry there for P5. Of course, Thierry was also involved in that accident earlier with Eduardo, and he has also rebounded very nicely.
True. So, Guy Tasker is going to harass Thierry for a bit there. And, Eduardo is going to harass Freddie there for a bit, and he is closing that gap. He's now just... Oh, yeah, but it's... Yeah. Let's see if he's going to have enough, but... Guy Tasker now. Thought that was
Oh,
going to be
Eduardo
nope.
picks up a 3-second time penalty. That is at least his second of the race so far. So I don't know if Freddie has any, but that could definitely influence the finishing results here.
Yep.
And one thing
Definitely.
that's not going on is these two are not catching Harry very much, if any, per lap. Harry is very much maintaining his speed up at the front of the field as Eduardo gets past Freddie.
Yeah, he takes the outside line. He gets it done. But he moves a bit wide. But oh no!
Ethan is side by side with John Stokes, but he makes that pass. Makes that pass work.
They were battling it out for some time as well. Ethan coming out on top of that one. Guy Tasker still hunting down Cherry. 5 laps to go in this Russian Grand Prix. Is he gonna have enough time? Time will tell. But Freddie Martinez now up into P4. And he's got Eduardo in his sights. So this might be an exciting finish to this Russian Grand Prix. Whoa, that is just very late breaking there from Freddie.
He made it stick through the corner, though. That's ultimately what matters.
Stuck his nose right on the back of Eduardo's Force India. And now, if he has a good run out of this exit, I'm going to have a good run on him. DRS is going to be open any second. And here comes Freddie. He is getting it ready. He goes on the inside line of Eduardo. Is he going to get it done? No, Eduardo.
Nope. As Freddie picks up a time penalty as well.
Oh boy.
Not ideal for him.
Yeah.
But that may be his first of the race, so.
Oh wow, he went really wide there for a moment. Yeah. Eduardo has kept his car on the outside line and just pedaled to the metal. He had better traction and he was able to fight Freddie off for the last podium position. Harry has dropped significantly behind Mano. He is now almost 3 seconds off. So
it might be worth now, Boyan. I don't know if you want to check to see the race director quickly, see these top 4 and see if there's any penalties that might affect them at the end of this race.
Definitely do that. I'm just waiting to see what John Stokes is going to be able to do here.
Oh, he does make a move. Looks like he's going to cruise.
Oh, Ethan's going to break late too. Oh, still wheel to wheel. Oh boy. This is going to get interesting. Oh
no!
No! And Fabio gets the best out of this.
Yeah. Fabio says, thank you very much. Both of the drivers did make it out damage-free, though, so that is good, at least. Just some hard racing there. It's a pretty tight part of the track, and sometimes things like that happen. Freddie is breathing down the back of Eduardo right now for P3.
There's Guy Tasker on Thierry for that P5. He is really trying to work his McLaren to the absolute limit, trying to chase down that Williams, as funny as that may sound. Yeah.
Oh, Freddie's low! He almost lost it. What a save for Freddie Martinez. Massive tank slapper. Holy, wow. I thought for sure he was going around there, and he somehow kept it going in a straight line. So
good
he is
job,
clearly pushing hard.
Yeah, definitely. Is he going to have enough time, though? Are his tires still able to find some pace around this Sochi Autodrome circuit? and find what now seems to be 700 of a second if he wants to challenge Eduardo for that last podium position.
Certainly some great runs from drivers today. We mentioned Harry. He had an unfortunate incident early on in this race. He's driven it all the way back up to be P2 right now. Eduardo Rojas had an incident as well. Thierry. They've all had incidents today, and they've done well to just keep going forward, and they've had a nice rebound drive for all those drivers today.
Yeah, definitely. The McLaren boys as well, after having that spin in the opening laps of this Grand Prix and dropping all the way to the back. Guy Tasker is now up to P6, and Ethan Lawson has the last points position, but nevertheless is the last points position. So, and he is still battling it out. He's trying to get his McLaren past the Ferrari of John Stokes and his teammate on the back of Thierry still. And I believe we're still going to have 2 laps of this going into the final stages of this race.
Freddie doing well to keep close to the back of Eduardo. I don't know again what the penalty situation is.
Here goes the move from Guy, and he gets it done. What an amazing move there, late braking into that tight hairpin, and he outbrakes Thierry, who did not expect that one probably, and get that P5. And now Thierry's going to have DRS advantage. Guy's going to have to defend. He's going to have to try and run as much as he can away from the Williams driver. But yeah, sorry Stuart, that was just an amazing.
Certainly was a nice move there from Guy Tasker. As both of these drivers duking it out, and have been duking it out for a few laps for that P5. As Freddie Martinez is right on the back of Eduardo right now, under 0.2 of a second back. This is going to be a battle here in the final 2 laps of this race.
Oh, here goes Thierry back on Guy. He's got the inside line, better traction, but Guy is going to try to challenge out on the inside. Oh, that was a risky move there. He backed out of that. He goes around the outside. Not enough space.
As they are coming up to the second big DRS zone on this track. Going right up to Freddie Martinez and Eduardo Rojas. Freddie right on the back of Eduardo. What's he going to be able to do down this straightaway? Opens the DRS. Thierry gets a 3-second time penalty. That's going to hurt him in that battle. Freddie goes to the outside. Oh, the inside right now will be the outside. He's going to get that move done. Freddie Martinez back into P3. A little bit further
Eduardo
back.
Did all he could, but yeah, ultimately Freddie gets that P3.
And a little bit further back, Thierry was able to hold on to that P5 position. But will he hold that position at the end of the race? We'll have to see what the time penalty
goes to John Stokes. Ethan Lawson into the same hairpin like his teammate. He does lock up a lot. John able to stay on track without any contact. They go through.
Oh, these two had their moment here a couple laps ago.
There. He's going to try it around the outside for a split second there. He thought better of it.
Eduardo's back past Freddie. Both of them are off. Eduardo and Freddie both went wide, but they seem to be they're both all back on track and running with no damage. But Eduardo Rojas got past Freddie into P3.
Oh my goodness me, the McLarens are on fire, and Ethan gets past John Stokes here.
Guy Tasker going to the inside of Thierry as well.
Oh, real tight, close there.
Lots of action.
Oh my goodness. He ducks it around the inside. Again, some late braking from Guy Tasker here. Is he going to be able to make it stick and clear the Williams? It's still wheel to wheel. Thierry goes around the outside. He keeps that P5. Wow, what a battle here.
Incredible racing going on right now, and that battle for P3 is not over yet. Freddie's still within a second of him. Freddie has DRS. Is he going to be able to catch him?
Oh, this is going to have to be the final lunge. He tries, but not enough space. Good defending there from Eduardo. He closed the door right on time.
A little bit further back, Guy Tasker still right on the back wing of Thierry as we come around, and Mono will cross the finish line in first to win the Russian Grand Prix. Harry Lillis will come home P2. Potentially, he did have penalties applied. Will Eduardo be able to pick up that P2? No, he will come home
No.
P3. Freddie Martinez will get P4. Thierry will cross the line. Will he stay P5? He does stay P5. Guy Tasker P6. DeMarlio's the next one to cross the line. He crosses in P7. Fabio Lafarcioli leading a pack here. These guys have been tight racing all race long here. Fabio's going to cross the line first. He goes P8. Ethan Lossing P9. John Stokes gets the final point in P10. Some absolutely great racing there at the end of this one, as Scott Harris crosses the line for P11. Joseph Roberts will be the next to cross the line and will likely take P12.
Man of equal third.
Oh, Joseph lost it around the last corner. I think intentionally.
Yeah.
As Chris Murphy crosses the line to complete the Russian Grand Prix. So our top three here today, we have Mono winning this race with an incredible tire run by Harry Lillis to come home P2, and then Eduardo Rojas will round out the podium. Bojan, do you want to try and get the top three into the party chat?
Absolutely. Okay. Let's see here.
Incredibly, only two drivers finished without time penalties today. That being Chris Murphy and our race winner Mono. So congrats! There's a good run from for both of them. It's a hard track to not get any time penalties for. So.
I think we got Eduardo.
We do have Eduardo.
Yes.
Eduardo, you can hear us?
Yes.
Awesome. That was quite an eventful race for you today. You had, obviously there was the incident with Thierry there early on. We didn't see exactly what happened in that, but walk us through your race and how everything turned out for you today.
A really long race. Yes, I was in a battle with Cherry, and he lost the car.
Okay.
So that's why I bumped to him. I bumped against him. My front wing totally red. I had to go into the pits and make a race from place 10 or 11, I think. But it was crazy, especially the last 5 laps with Freddie Martinez. I don't know what to say, especially maybe the last lap or lap 26. I lost the car in the first corner, and it was crazy. But now I see Freddie has a 9-second time penalty. So
it would have been. It probably wouldn't have mattered then.
Yeah, indeed. I think I deserved the P3.
Yeah, I mean, you got it on the track. You guys were battling hard. We didn't see the entire incident that happened between you two. There was lots of action going on, but regardless, you guys had some great battles going there in the last the final few laps of that race. And at the end of the day, congratulations on your podium. You've become a regular a regular contestant on the post race interviews. So congratulations to you, and you picked up some more great points today.
Yes, thank you. 5th time in a row, and yes, thank you.
And I believe we also have Harry Lillis joining with us. Harry, are you there?
Sure am.
Man, you had quite an eventful race too, of course. You started off with you started off with an incident early on in the race. Fortunately, there was a safety car. You were able to come in, get that all fixed up, and it was just a battle from that point on in the race. Walk us through the rest of your race.
Yeah, well, it was definitely an eventful one, which is quite unlike Russia, so I was happy with that. But yeah, I got forced pretty wide by that Alfa Romeo and got that red wing. Well, I think I completely lost it. I was actually pretty lucky not to DNF there, but I was happy to get away with it. And when that safety car came out, I just took a deep breath, came in, and I was juggling between, do I come in for the hards or do I come in for the mediums? And I was going to select hards, but literally as I was coming across the pit line, I switched to mediums because I thought they'd just be the quicker tire, and they turned out to be. I knew they'd make it to the end. Yeah, I was trying to hold away Mano there for as long as I could, and considering my tires were considerably older than his, I was happy to hold him up for as long as I did. But yeah, great battle, and especially a bit of a bounce back from last week's incident. So yeah, I'm pretty happy from coming from P5 up to P2.
Do you know what tire percentage you were at the end of that race? That's something that we were talking about. Is we really wish that we could see what the percentage was on those tires.
Yeah, it's Russia's pretty good on tire wear. I think I crossed the line with 60% wear, so I was close, but you know they were actually feeling pretty good. Have it be at any other track with that many laps, I don't think I would have made it at all. So yeah, I was really happy to get those across the line because you know coming into the pits, I thought I might be at puncture range at the end, but I definitely think a couple of those mid-race safety cars helped ease those tires a bit.
They certainly did. They certainly did. Congratulations on your podium and on a great run today. It was fun to watch you come back from that early race incident. So,
thank you.
Bojan, were we able to get Mono in here or?
Yes, I'm inviting him right now. I've invited somebody else named Mono, so that's not good. But at least we won't be here for long.
Hopefully, we don't get. Yeah, so Mono, how was your race? Oh, well.
Yeah, who the hell are you guys? What is going on here?
We'll see if he joins in. I can't remember if Mono usually joins in.
No, I think this is going to be the first time I asked him for his PSN, so he did send me one. I did find him and did send him an invite.
We'll hang on for a moment here and see if he joins us. It's too bad it.
There he is.
Oh.
Welcome, mate. Congratulations, buddy. How was the race from your perspective?
I don't know. I'm unable to hear him. Oh, there you go.
Sorry? Oh, yeah.
There you are.
I saw like when I don't know 3 or 4 safety cars, and but my pace was very strong, so I paid it out with a win. So yeah, I was really happy about that. But unfortunately, my teammate didn't make it. Well, he made it to the finish line, but we were hoping for a 1-2. So, but yeah, didn't work out really well. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's you guys should be able to should be maintaining that. You'll put a little bit more points on the second place Toro Rosso team in the constructors standings. It was only a 6-point gap actually coming into this race, so you guys should put a little bit more of a gap on that battle. But what were your thoughts when that safety car came out? You ended up coming into the pits. You took advantage of that to get your tires changed, but you were were you a little bit worried about having to make your way back up through the field?
Well, yeah, I did, but because I saw Hasmania and I don't know another one. Well, I saw Hasmania was on the hards in front of me, so I knew he's trying to stretch them to the end of the race. But you know, I saw that my pace was like really good, and yeah, I saw a gap, and then I took it, and I was keep running away from him at some point in the race.
Yeah, you certainly did have a great run there, especially the second half of that race to make your way back through the field, keep the car clean, and stay out of trouble. So congratulations on that. You were the clear class of the field today. You made it look easy out there, and congratulations on the victory.
All right, thank you.
Good stuff. Have a good weekend. We hope to see you next one, man. Have a good one.
Good weekend, guys.
You too, Eduardo. You too. So I think that is going to wrap up our coverage here of the Tier 2 Russian Grand Prix. Thank you for tuning in with us today. Stick around. In about 35 minutes time, we are going to have F4 and F1 action from around the Sochi Autodrome. So stick around for that. Some good battles to be had as the season starts to wind down in those two categories. So on behalf of Bojan and myself, thank you for tuning in, and we will talk to you next week.
Have a good one.